Hi Regina, it's nice to meet you.
What am I interviewing for?
Well, we're doing a play at the local community theater, and one of the characters in the play is deaf, and there aren't very many deaf actors in the community, so we're planning on auditioning a hearing actor, and we need a sign master to help us gloss and prepare the script for a sign language actor.
You mean you want me to help the deaf actors?
No, all the actors are hearing in the play, but they're playing deaf characters. So your assistance would be to help the actors who aren't hearing and don't know anything about ASL, how to prepare themselves for the play.
Okay, that's fine. I'm able to help. What level are they?
They don't know any sign language. So, as a sign master, tell me, as you prepare a script from English into sign language, what is the process that you would go by that?
You mean how would I read the script and transliterate it into English?
Yeah, exactly.
Or into ASL?
How would we take the English dialogue that is written for the deaf character and turn that into a silent dialogue?
I would tend to go through the script with the actors. I would help them with the basic sign for their lines. For one long sentence, I would make it a little shorter so it's easier to understand. It'll make it easier for them to remember.
So when you're working with the hearing actors who don't know anything about sign language, would you request an interpreter, or would you like to be with them strictly signing so that they can delve into the language?
It depends. I have experience working with actors who are hearing, who know a little bit of sign, ABCs, you know, the basics, or simple sentences. I would rather do one-on-one for that. Often I always use an interpreter because of the visual lines. If I have an interpreter, sometimes they miss some of the information. I want to be able to show them how to use their hands. It's easier for them. It's easier for me to teach them if the interpreter's not there, because they tend to look at the interpreter. I need them to be looking at me and my hands.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think it's great to make the actors who will be using the sign language have to depend on the language during the rehearsal process. Can you tell me what experience you've had in other theater? Like in general, not just with sign language, but like...
I've done a few plays here in Chicago. Oh, here at Victory Gardens. Oh, and also at Steppenwolf. I've worked with both of them with interpreters. Most recently, Most recently, I've worked at Clybourne Park. There were 4 actors. They needed to learn short sentences in ASL. I told them how to sign little chunks of information. It was a nice experience. So they learned short chunks of information. They were ready on time.
I'm curious, is sign language your first language? Like, have you been signing it your whole life? I mean, were you born signing yourself? Yeah.
No, I started signing right from birth. Most of my family stuff.
That's cool. So, were you involved in theater at all growing up as a child, or in college, or even high school?
I grew up dancing. I was in different dances. I didn't join the theater until college. I learned what acting was about. It's a little different than dance, but I'd like to combine them both. Now I do a lot of dance theater. I like to use my legs when I perform, when I dance, and then I can use my hands when I'm acting.
That's great. So tell me about your schedule. What's your availability? Is it mostly evenings, weekends, afternoons? What would work best for you during the rehearsal process?
I prefer evening. Or morning, I could do 9 to 2. Or I can be free on the weekends, if it's early.
So what do you think during the rehearsal process, what's better for actors who don't know any sign language? Is it better to have short rehearsals or longer rehearsals?
Is it better to practice with the actors or for me to help them? Which are you talking about?
I guess I mean more for you as a teacher of these actors who are using sign language. What's a better schedule for a student as a teacher to help these characters learn their life?
Usually I would say an hour works best. Sometimes it's overwhelming if it's for a long period of time. So twice a week, maybe for an hour, once a week, an hour. Yeah, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week is a little overwhelming.
Okay. So we're planning on going into tech probably in 2 months, and then the show would go up in about 6 weeks. I mean 9 weeks. So would that work for you? Would you be available during the whole run of the show?
Yes, 9 weeks, okay. 9 weeks, you're talking about 9 weeks for me to teach them?
Right, so it would be 9 weeks to learn all the lines and make these actors look fluent in sign language. And then we would need you to be available during the run of the show.
Yes, I can do that. I can help them for 9 weeks and teach them, but I can also go to the show. Yeah, I can do all of it.
Alright, that sounds great. So, I think this will be great. We'll be looking forward to it.